Welcome back to Dodger Stadium, where we're getting set for the second game of this four-game series between the Braves and the Dodgers. And it's times like this where I wish I had 3 hours instead of 3 minutes.
Me too.
Joined by Vin Scully, the longtime voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And my first question is, why did you choose sports broadcasting to get into?
It's really miraculous because I wrote a composition for the Nuns when I was 8 years old that I wanted to be a sports announcer. Now, in those days, the boys wanted to be policemen, firemen, priests, whatever, and the girls wanted to be ballet dancers, etc. And here's this kid writing sports announcer. And in those days, we had maybe college football, and that's all. But somehow the roar of the crowd when I was about 8, I remember crawling under a radio, listening to a college football game that meant absolutely nothing to a kid in the Bronx in New York. Georgia, somebody, Alabama. And the crowd would roar, and I would get so excited. I think, I'd love to be there. And that's really where it started.
I had a great mentor in Dave Niehaus when I first started working in Seattle. Who was yours?
Oh, well, Red Barber was more than a mentor. He really was almost another father. He did write many, many years later that perhaps I was the son he never had.
Wow.
Maybe it's the red hair. I don't know. It certainly wasn't my southern drawl. But he did, that was it. He did have a daughter, never had any other children. So maybe it was, maybe so.
You break in the big leagues with Brooklyn, and then I would guess maybe one of the more unsettling periods of your career, you have to up and move west. What was that like?
Well, I had mixed emotions. First of all, I was very happy that I was asked to come along. I had understood that there was a great deal of discussion out here that Walter O'Malley should hire the local announcers who were, they knew how to pronounce La Jolla. And anyway,
you've come a long way too.
That's right. But he was an extremely loyal person if you showed any loyalty to him. So by the time the move was made, he took both me and Jerry Doggett, and we lived happily ever after.
You got Bobby Cox for the Braves, and the fans, I think, in Atlanta would be curious to know your impression of Bobby, knowing this is his last tour.
Oh, I've always loved Bobby. You know, he was originally signed by the Dodgers, as I'm sure you know, and also someone was kind enough to give me a note about the fact that his first managerial game was against the Dodgers. But I've had this relationship with him for over 30 years, and I've just found him to be honest, delightful. And the fact that if I say to him, I don't want to use it on the air, but how about so-and-so? He will tell me, trusting me, knowing I won't use it on the air. So not only, it's bittersweet. And I went to see him as soon as the Braves arrived here in the ballpark so we could spend some time together.
Well, I wish we had more time to spend together, and I want to know about that Fountain of Youth that you have, and you can tell me about that when we get finished here.
It's called baseball.
All right, Vin. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.
We're almost set for first pitch tonight. Clayton Kershaw goes for the Dodgers, and Kenshin Kawakami for the Braves. We'll have first pitch for you right after this.